Hey guys, this is Austin, and today I'm here with a review of the iPhone 5. With a larger screen, LTE, and some of the best hardware period, is the new iPhone for you? To start with, we have to go over the design. In pictures, it looks just like the iPhone 4 and 4S, but in person it's a huge change. The first thing I noticed was just how light it is. Even though it's larger, it weighs 20% less. Build quality is also absolutely top notch, with incredibly fine tolerances, and more importantly an excellent feel. Take the rear for example. It's now mostly aluminum with glass on top and bottom, which works really nicely in the hand. I think Drew summed it up nicely, as it really is slimmer, lighter, and sleeker in a major way. On bottom, you'll see the new lightning port, which is much smaller and reversible. However, if you've got 30-pin docks and cables, you're going to need adapters. The headphone jack has also been moved to the bottom of the iPhone 5. Not a big deal to me, but it's something not everyone is a fan of. Up front, you'll find a larger 4-inch display with a resolution of 1136 by 640, and immediately you'll notice it makes a big difference. The added height gives you more screen real estate to work with, which is something the iPhone has been needing for quite a while. It's not all perfect, however. Apps need to be updated to work with the iPhone 5's larger screen. If not, they revert to a smaller size with letterboxing. Something I found strange is that iOS really doesn't take advantage of the larger screen. Notifications still cover up the top of whatever you're doing, and the experience feels like Apple just stretched iOS to fit rather than tailor it to really use the larger size. iOS 6 comes pre-installed on the iPhone 5 and is honestly my biggest letdown. Technically it's faster than ever and there are numerous bits of polish added, but the improvements are minor. Alcana puts it best I think. The hardware is great, but the software lets it down. Google Maps and YouTube were removed in exchange for Apple Maps. There are a few improvements like turn-by-turn directions and a new 3D view, but for the most part it doesn't match up with Google Maps. Apps like Passbook are meant to make it easy to use your iPhone for boarding passes, tickets, and more, but without NFC it's more of a novelty. iOS 6 isn't broken, but it's absolutely lacking innovation compared to Windows Phone and Android. Internally, you'll find a new Apple A6 dual-core processor clocked at 1.2 GHz paired with 1 GB of RAM. Here I have to say I'm impressed. This is the fastest system-on-a-chip you'll find in any phone or tablet out right now. With a GPU on par with the iPad 3, gaming is impressive with enough horsepower to run even the most demanding games without breaking a sweat. Once games like Real Racing 3 come out, you can expect near console quality graphics on your phone. In day-to-day use, there's definitely a difference, although opinions vary on how much. Most people feel it's not a massive improvement over the already fast iPhone 4S, although upgraders from the iPhone 4 tended to be much more impressed. From the 3GS, it's really no contest. One of the big additions is LTE, which unlike on the iPhone 4S is true 4G. Speeds here are really impressive as they're better than most home connections, and I can see LTE being worth the upgrade alone for a lot of people. With the bigger screen, more powerful specs than LTE, battery life is actually quite a bit better. Even with fairly heavy usage including calls, shooting video, and gaming, I was easily able to get through a day, and I don't think it's a stretch at all to get 2 days out of a charge with more average use. The rear camera is mostly unchanged, with the same 8-megapixel camera with 1080p video recording. There have been upgrades in the optics, but for the most part it's the same quality from the iPhone 4S. It's one of the best smartphone cameras out there, but probably not for long with phones like the Nokia Lumia 920 on the horizon. Video is also still solid, but nothing spectacular, as it still doesn't autofocus on its own unless you tap to focus. One nice improvement is that you can take pictures while recording video, and the camera will take pictures about as fast as you can hit the shutter button. Panorama mode is also included, although it's hardly a groundbreaking feature. The bigger change is with the front-facing camera, which has been upgraded to 1.2 megapixels and shoots in 720p. It's nothing on the rear camera, but for video chatting or recording a quick clip, it's really not bad. Like Tim said, I think it will make a nice improvement for vloggers. The iPhone 5 is a solid upgrade and easily the best one yet. With LTE, a bigger screen, improved battery life, and an outstanding design, I don't have a problem recommending this at all. What it doesn't do is present a great case to switch from Android or Windows Phone. While the hardware is top notch, iOS is in serious need of an overhaul, as it feels clunky and unintuitive much of the time. Put simply, the iPhone 5 is one of the best phones out there and an easy choice for a lot of people, but it's not the best phone for everyone. If you enjoyed, I'd really appreciate it if you could leave this video a thumbs up, and if you're interested in more videos like this, be sure to subscribe.